My name is Chastity Lewis, and I was a student in Shakespeare English 471 with Dr. Chavis in the fall of 2014. My topic of choice that I chose, well, the play I actually chose was Merry Wives of Windsor by Shakespeare. And the topic that I chose to discuss, or my thesis, was that of the true role of women in the Merry Wives of Windsor, and also what was Shakespeare's real meaning, or what was he trying to get his audience to believe or understand, because the character analysis of that of Falstaff and the wives was a bit confusing. Although it was a comedy, lots of people took criticism towards it. So my discussion was, what exactly was he trying to get us to understand, we as readers? So in my play, Falstaff, he came up with the idea, the thought of courting, if you would, the wives of Mistress Page and Mistress Ford, who are married, and just to get their money, because they were, wealthy women. So he decided that he would court them or wreck the home in order to get money. But his approach to the women, because he presented, himself to them as, okay, I'm here to be with you, although you're married, and he expected them to be okay with that. So the wives were offended, as they should have been, upon his offer, and they wanted to seek revenge because they wanted him to feel how they felt, but they just weren't quite sure of how to do so. So they decided to go along with it, and they did, but in a different kind of way. There was a catch to it. So they thought of it as a way of revenge, but in their minds, they felt disrespected. So their plan was to get back at him. By doing this is what happened. His thing was, he would sleep around with these women and think that they would be willing to step out on their wives. But in that day and age, that wasn't the way that things worked, with women. And the women of that time were to keep the home and the children, and they would never even think of stepping out on their husbands. So to them, that was very offensive, because they didn't want to be looked at as those type of women. And a lot of people took offense to that, because you were basically saying that we're all women of the night and we have no morals, and we're just going to step out on our family and be okay with it. No, that's not the look we want to portray. And it was almost like they were demanding respect. And I don't think that was Shakespeare's true motive, so say, for his readers. So, basically in my paper, I just discussed, possible reasons why, and different ways of looking at why Shakespeare would use Falstaff as a character and portray him the way he did, and make the wives, react the way they did. And in my paper, I also talked about how the relationships of the men and women and the couples and the household, and how they ran things in the age that Merry Wives was written. So, thank you.